I was almost able to do this video without having a baby on my shoulder, but at this point, look, at least I just have one and not two. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Ashley. I'm the founder and CEO of Cerulean Consulting Group, and I also have an online community called The Legacy House. Now, we are talking today specifically about how to sustain your legacy. I have a mission right now. I have a new initiative where I'm trying to reach 100 entrepreneurs, nonprofit leaders, or just social impact founders who are hoping to work smarter, not harder in this season of their life. Maybe you are a new parent. Maybe you are transitioning between jobs. Maybe you are a new entrepreneur having recently been laid off, or transitioned out of the workforce. Whatever the reason, I'm super excited because it's just been put on my heart and I can't delay it any longer. I really, really feel like it's time to help you pursue your calling in a way that is efficient, in a way that is sustainable, and in a way that is actually like socially responsible, right? And I know there's a lot of talk about how to use AI and what tools should you invest in, but there's a phrase that I say all the time. And if you've worked with me before, you've probably heard it. But if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Not initially. All right. So here's the thing, a lot of the folks that I work with have big hearts. They want to give. And oftentimes they're mission driven and their work is focused on giving to others. But that ability to give does come at a cost. Okay. So I want to think about what are some different and unique ways that you can get the word out about the opportunity to partner with you, to support your mission, so that you can have the capacity to reach more audience members, to reach more clients, to reach more customers, to reach more, just individuals that you are hoping to serve. And when we think about revenue, when we think about income, it becomes this like taboo, dirty word where, oh, I don't want to focus on the bottom line if you're in a social enterprise or if you're in a nonprofit. But that's honestly a missed opportunity because it directly impacts your ability to serve. So when we think about revenue, when we think about income, when we think about the opportunity to kind of grow your initiatives, I want you to start thinking more strategically. First and foremost, I want you to think about who is it that you're trying to serve and why do they need your help? Okay. So a lot of times when we start storytelling, we are not thinking from the perspective of service. We're trying to talk about logistics. We're saying how we serve and what we give. And, we're talking about the quantities and the pickup and drop off times and the locations and the dates. But we're not talking specifically about how it's transforming their lives, how it's improving their work life balance, how it's helping them overcome various challenges that they might be having on a day to day basis, how it's helped their family members or their friends. Has it helped them get a job? Has it helped put food on the table? Has it helped their children show up and, feel confident that their parent can pick them up after school on time? Without any sort of interruptions or delays. So there's just so many different ways you can kind of tell your story. And I want you to start thinking about it from the perspective of impact rather than those types of like those logistics. Now, I also want you to think a little bit specifically about not only kind of who you serve and why, but I want you to think about what is required for you to actually go above and beyond in service to that particular group. Okay. So I want you to think about, well, if you were to get what's on your wish list, if you were to get your dream, contribution, whether that be operational, cash or a facility or equipment, what would be the first thing that you do with those items, with those contributions? And what would you like, and how would you show your appreciation for the individuals that gave those things? I don't know about you, but I'm really big into manifestation and just kind of like, thinking, believing that, God has put these callings on our hearts for a reason and that surely He will provide the resources needed to actually execute them, right? And so you have to be prepared. You have to prepare your mind, you have to prepare your heart, and you have to prepare your team and your organization to receive these blessings, whether they be big or small, okay? And then I want you to think and ask yourself, okay, once I have my wish list together and I know how it's going to transform the lives of the audience members that I'm working with, how can I kind of like retain and continue to build a relationship with not only the individuals that I'm serving, but those who are serving me and supporting me in this season too. There are a number of different tools and technology platforms that you can utilize to achieve this. Please just shoot me a direct message. I'd be happy to share my favorites with you. I really want you to understand that in the age of AI that we're in currently, yes, there's some good and there's some bad, but there are some ways that you can be very efficient in your time management when it comes to acknowledging, asking, and then positioning yourself to receive recurring gifts in this season, okay? As we enter the second half of the year, the majority of our nonprofits are going to receive over 75% of their contributions in the last quarter. Okay. So if you're not ready to receive those contributions, if your systems are not up to date, if you have not created a recurring giving program, if you have not come up with your Giving Tuesday campaign, if you have not thought a little bit about your story in general and how you're connecting and pulling on the heartstrings of the folks that are surrounding you in your nearest neighborhoods or online, then you're behind. Okay, you're late. It's July, guys. We're almost at the end of the summer here. So I want to spend the next couple sessions chatting with you, helping you kind of think through various strategies that you can use to achieve those goals. I have been doing marketing and PR for over 15 years. I own, like I said, and operate Cerulean Consulting Group. We're a full service public relations and marketing agency based here in the Midwest, serving clients all over the country. And we absolutely love supporting mission driven organizations and helping you guys work smarter, not harder, right? And if it is in your budget, if you have the desire to bring on experts and utilize a team to kind of execute, then give me a call, right? Reach out, shoot me an email. But I also want to make sure that you personally are equipped with the baseline knowledge that you need to execute this and do this work on your own behalf. Like I said, at the end of the day, I really do feel like the organizations that I am called to work with have important work to do. You are transforming lives of young people. You are uplifting and supporting women, and you are just improving the quality of life for all of us in our communities across this country. So I want to help give you the latest information. I connect you to the most useful tools, and I want to help be a thought partner to you, so you can just kind of think through different strategies to help your organization make money. Okay, because it's not a bad thing to earn revenue, to raise money, to generate sales, or whatever you want to do, call it. There's so many different ways, but you do need some income in order to sustain your own lifestyle, and then that of those that are supporting you on your team, and then ultimately to improve the lives of those that you serve. So we're going to work through some of that together here. I'd love to hear from you. What's top of mind for you in this season? What are some things that I can maybe help you with as we continue forward? And yeah, it just feels good to reconnect. All right, I'll talk to you again soon.